got bad good too about
He hit her. Oh, he ain't shit.
Why you won't just pull it off?
Oh shit!
Oh
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Brothers and Booze with zero pre-production. How you doing, Doug? Are you there?
Oh,
Can
that
you
was
hear me?
messy. Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? You know what I liked about it, and then what I showed it was like it was instant karma. Like this guy thought it was cool to hit a woman, and she ran him over. So I'm not justifying either way, but some, especially when you have what was it? Yesterday was January 6th. I just wanted. Sometimes I feel instant karma is good. If that
Yeah.
makes any sense. So
Yeah.
I'm not condoning any of that shit. But sometimes I like to see a little bit of justice and a little bit faster than justice can sometimes come. And sometimes it never comes. So that's what you
Yeah.
get. One of my favorite sayings of 2021 was fuck around and find out. And he
Yep.
fucked around and he found out.
Yes, he did.
So how are you doing?
Doing great. Little pre-production thing having with hopefully try to get all the freaking electronics working right this time. So hopefully to have a repeat of last week. But what are you drinking there, man? I see you already got something out in your glass.
We call them kinks from where I'm
Yeah.
from. Getting the kinks out. This is one I've had before. I'm not really buying as much beer as I used to for a couple reasons. So we can get into that maybe later. But Dark Helmet, a
Yeah.
sports beer, black lager, always good. Light, wonderful, but dark, and it goes against those. Those thinking when people think the dark beer is always heavy and all that. So, yeah, great.
That's one you've liked on here before. And Schwartz beers aren't things we see a lot of, so I'm glad you had that on.
Yeah. You must have missed something.
Me. Just missed me.
Oh, okay. What's up, Mr. Fisher?
Speaking of Mr. Fisher, man, I got a beer from his neck of the woods. Torch and Crown.
Great.
Mana,
Okay.
which is obviously got a little Zelda looking theme going there. West Coast double IPA. So now, Greg, I bought this today. What do you think I forgot to do when I picked it up?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
10/6/2020. So we'll see. Rolling the dice a bit on this one.
2000 and what?
20. I think it says 20. Yeah. Oh boy. I thought it said 21. I was like, oh, when I looked at it earlier, maybe it is 20. And that's
this ain't about you. Why is that still sitting on anybody's shelves? What the is going on?
Yeah.
Don't get me started on this. I went on a rant less than a week ago about expired beers and how I'm just going to be buying my beer straight from a brewery. I'm fucking tired of this.
Yeah.
There's no way that's not a malt bomb. There's just no way. So I wish you the best over there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So it's poured out. Got a lot of that going on. So smells okay. And malty.
As fucking hell, probably. Jeez.
Yeah, boo. And I got it. You know why I got it, Greg? You know I got it because of the can art.
Right.
Because it's Zelda, and I'm like, cool. And I pick it up, and I'm like,
right.
And then because boo.
I almost need to. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say you're right though. They shouldn't have that on their shelf. If it's that old,
2020, 2020. Come on.
Yeah, I can't even drink that just because of how malty it is. But
and I'm almost at the point. So I don't know if you want to jump on your second one already, and we can just before we get our guests out here. But I'm almost at the point of banning myself, Doug, from even going to a bottle shop. And the reason is because I'm like you. I get in there, I lose my mind, and I just want to buy all the IPAs and then not look at any dates. And then I just want what I want. Like you go in there, you see something, you want it. You don't want to have to go through beer. First world beer problems. Here we go. You don't want to read a label, and at this point with COVID, me, it's a little bit of anxiety too, because I don't really want anybody near me. But I want to, and I want to look at my beer, and I want to. So it's just more of like for lack of a better term, grab and dash almost. It's like, and I'm out of there. I just need to go to the brewery where you're almost guaranteed that shit is as fresh as can be. They're not going to have no 2-year-old IPAs sitting there. They're just not. It's not. It's not how it works there. So I just need to be going to my breweries. All of them or most of them still do curbside. I bet if I call, I know I have so many contacts. I bet if I called them, they'd be like, "Yeah, well, listen, kind of." But at the same time, if you do what I do for 17,000 years, you better have contacts. But my point is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't have contacts, I'm pretty sure you can just call brewery and say, "Look, I don't feel comfortable coming in. I'll be out there. I'll give you my credit card. Can you hook me up?" I don't see any brewery being like, "Nah, we can't do that." You know what I mean? Like, especially the ones that have rolled back curbside. Some of them here, I don't know how shit's going on your way. Some of them have rolled back curbside, and now they're not doing it anymore. Some still have curbside. And I'm just about to be like, look, if you have curbside, great. But I guarantee if you would call most breweries, they'd be cool. So what do you got next, Doug? Because that 2020, I just can't even believe.
Yeah, that ain't doing it.
I'm not. I just can't even
thought
believe
when I pulled up the can, I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it's from October last year. And then when I just looked at it, I'm like, oh no, that's from 2020. Unless the can print just was a little off and it was trying to say 2021. I only saw the 20 part of it. So yeah, that was not a great one. But so we'll jump right to number 2 then. One from Barrel and Flow or Flow Fest, Fresh Fest.
Oh, that now.
Barrel and Flow. Caribbean Amphibian, the Caribbean Double Milk Stout. You've had this, I believe.
Yep, I had it on the night that we had Jackie Summers on. Do the whole Caribbean thing. Andy, how you doing? All the great beers in Oklahoma. Yes, we're about to get to that, Andy, for sure. Got a beer expert from Oklahoma on deck. You know him too, I'm pretty sure. So
like bearded nerd.
Yes, and I was just listening to Black Nerd Fridays. They were talking about a movie that I'm going to bring up later. Yeah.
Man, that's much better.
Right.
That's really good. That first one, man. Woo, Denny. So yeah, not so good on that first one. But that's excellent.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just disappointed. And listen, bottle shop, seriously though, like this needs to be a give and take. We as beer drinkers, we want to support you. We do support you. Y'all need to support us by getting rid of those old beers. We need to come up with some kind of system, something. Breweries don't want you selling their beer if it's 3 fucking years old and it's an IPA. They don't want it. We need to do something about that. Doug, I don't know, I wasn't there. Paid full price for that bullshit. That is not what he paid for. He paid for a West Coast IPA. You did not pay for a West Coast malt bomb. So there has to be something. Yes, buyer beware. We got it. But at the same time, if I go to a car lot and buy a fucking lemon and the guy says buyer beware to me, that's bad business. Period. We all get buyer beware, but like there's a point to where the shit is fucking unethical. I know it's a stupid fucking 4-pack of beer, whatever the fuck it is, but this shit's not right and it needs to be rectified. I understand the whole pandemic. I got it. Shit's rough for everybody, but it's even rougher if we, venture out to the maskless world that we live in, with the COVID going crazier than it's ever been, to get some beer so we can chill the fuck out and we get malt bombs. This is bullshit. I know it's a first world beer problem, but I'm a beer guy, so someone is gonna have to fucking bitch about it. So let me be the one to bitch about it. Y'all need to clean up your shit. It's just not where Doug is. It's happening where I live. It happens to me. We are in your business because we want to fucking support you. So support us by making sure our beer is even somewhat fresh. Look, I would have been laughing at Doug if that was just October. But you're talking 2020. I'm beside myself, actually. I was in a good mood, Doug, and now you brought me down. It's your fault.
See, I didn't want to make it a bummer. It's, you're right that they should be better about the cans. But like I didn't look at it. Like,
always got to check the dates, Andy. I hear you, Andy, and it's the truth. It's absolutely the truth. But sometimes you're just not either in that mood or you're just grabbing, and man, it's just rough out there, man. Jeff, obviously these folks did not take Robert Scroggs' Cicerone class. I mean, that's true. And a lot of them, again, are in business to sell beer, and I got it. But you're not turning anybody on by, 2020 JHG, 20 damn 20. And Greg doesn't buy his most beer because I converted to Jehovah's Witness. Zach, where'd you find this out? I love how... Oh, look, we're not ignoring you. I'm just outraged over here, Zach. I'm just fucking outraged, okay? Like, this is an outrage. Right, it is. Right. It's also an outrage that Doug and I don't check dates. So, like, that's really, really, the point is that, that's part of the point. But still, man, like, I don't know where to start.
Yeah, Manny.
Yeah. But the shots need to be the shot. When they get close, put them aside or sail or something. Yeah, and you know what? A sliding scale. Our friend Alex Mustico said to me in the side chat this week, because I was bitching about it. I forget when it was, sometime this week. And he was like, look, why don't they just put IPAs on sale? So, like, if it's like 75, like 75% for like, 4 months. And then I would be buying those because some of those are still good. And I would also like the discount. So it'll be great. Right. So, I'm ignoring you on Twitter. Yeah, I'm happy. We're happy you're here, Zach. And we're also happy that our guest has sat through. Right. We're also happy that our guest has sat through my silly rant and Doug's. What do we call that? What do we call a malfunction? How about that? Oh, because I don't know if you saw New Year's Eve. Miley Cyrus had a wardrobe malfunction, so that's what they call it now. Yeah. Remember, it all started with Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson having a wardrobe malfunction. So I would say that you had a malfunction, Doug. You're not technically a beer expert, but you know a lot about beer now, especially since we've been talking about it and we've been together for what now, 2-3 years. So you are not a beer novice that you came into all this. We've been having so many beer people come on the show and impart knowledge to both of us. We're gonna have another one right this second once I get through my little soliloquy here. Is that the word? Anywho, and so you should know better, Doug. Doug, I gotta scold you after scolding the bottle shops. I have to scold you. You should know better. And so should I. But we still fall into it. And that's just the way that, yeah, I'm going to have you naked by the end of the song. And he came, he was working on Janet at some point. So, remember that nonsense, though, Doug? That was such nonsense. Oh, man, it was awful. But anyway, without further ado, we have one of my friends from the Beer Blogger Conference. Him and I hit it off when we met. He's a great guy. We spend a lot of time together, especially when we're at that place. He's one of my homies that we always yeah, again, you go to these conferences and there's certain people that you just stick to, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's my boy right here. Brian, him and I stick together. We even roomed together in Delaware. He's a father. Now he's a published author. He's a graphic designer. Let's see that. Let's see that shirt. Right. He's killer. We even talked to him about, yeah.
This is an improvement over my face, so I think this is good. Let's leave it like this.
Yeah, all who wanders for beer, and that's all of us. I missed him at the last beer now conference, but he's going to tell us about it. To talk about his book, brand, all that. You see it right there, y'all. Beer's okay. And I set it up so he better be ready when I put him on here because I talk so much. Brian, welcome.
Hey.
How you doing?
You said enough, so I don't want to keep it going, you know.
Oh, you don't want to ruin it? Was that all good though? Did it sound good?
I don't want to bore people.
All right, well, yeah. Well, come on, man. If they're used to Doug and I, then you're gonna be fine. No worries.
I joined in on that rant plenty of times. You don't live in Oklahoma, where
yeah. Let's hear it.
South in Tulsa. That's where beer goes to die. That's like
that's
where it just sits on the shelf and nobody drinks it. Yeah.
We got a question real quick, Brian. Can you redesign Doug's face?
I don't know. The beard's pretty good.
Okay. So Brian,
I don't see any much need for improvement. I don't.
All right. So Brian, what's in the glass?
What you got, man?
Agua.
Oh, okay.
So I'm battling a lovely stomach bug that I got yesterday. 2 days ago. I was out all day yesterday, and then today I ate like 2 ounces of food. So.
Ooh. Okay. Well, sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
We've never had anybody with a stomach bug on, Doug. That's a tough one.
That's a trooper. That's a trooper move there. You know.
I was zapped yesterday. Today I'm in it to win it. So
now I could see it. I could see you're a little sick. I could actually see it in your face. And we had
that's just my everyday face. No, this is what this is raising 2 kids under 4 face.
Right. And raising 2 kids under 4 and then having a book come out and being sick and trying to do all that. Because again, we'll get to that
today.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This is what I was gonna say. Absolutely. Yeah, way to go for powering through, Brian. Hope you recover soon. We all express that. So I don't even know where to start with you, bra. Like I said, you're one of my buddies, your homies.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for, we talked through this whole book has been like let's start with the book. I mean, it's been a process it's been going on for years, right?
Too long. Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that. The history of the book or the history of the book, pun intended. First of all, here's a screenshot of it, y'all. That's what it looks like. Oklahoma beer. Yep, he's got one right there. Oh, look at that shiny, beautiful copy. It's not even out yet.
It's real this time.
Yeah, and it's not even out yet, so we're not even able to have a copy. We weren't even able to get promos.
Yeah,
it's so spanking new.
Up on that.
Well, it's not really your fault. It's so spanking new, man. I wouldn't even, I don't know when you got it and all that, but again, we had the holidays too.
Oh yeah, I got a porch bomb Monday of 24 cases. No, 33 cases of books.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
A book's right, not a book's not like 33 cases of beer because that would be a better.
Well, yeah, but this will buy me lots of beer.
Right, but this book has been in development almost as long as I've known you.
Oh yeah, longer.
Okay. So tell us, what's the origin and how do we get to here? How do we get to today?
So, for people that don't know me, I've been I had blogged and podcasted for a little while, which was over on oklahomacraftbeer.com. And then I was podcasting and kind of getting an oral history of audio and speaking and all that history of craft beer in Oklahoma when I did the podcast around 2014, 2015. And then that's when I got to know the Beer Now conference or the Beer Bloggers conference and met you guys. And but right before then, in 2016, when I had the blog going, I was approached by the Arcadia Publishing, and they do, what is it also? They have a series with American Palate, so they do a lot of food and drink books, publish those. So just got a random email like, hey, and I was familiar with their books too. I've seen them around, Dallas had one. I think I've read one from Oregon. They do major beer cities that, can support and have a good beer history. And then they also do just major states. And then some of the people that in the Beer Now conference have actually written books as well, like Ryan up in Montana. So I got to know him when we were on the East Coast and talked to him about the writing process. But so they, anyway, long story short, they approached me. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't have anything going on. And so the next year, oh, you're pregnant. Oh, damn it. Well, I better get working on this book. Yeah. Didn't really do much after that, a couple years, and then finally started to get into it. And it's like, hey, are you still interested in doing this book? Like, we haven't seen a whole lot from you, and da-da-da. And then, oh, shit, COVID hits. Oh, well, I got plenty of time now. And write the book. Between jobs and having a kid, it just kept getting put off. And so, oh, here comes 2021. Oh, let's have another kid. Fuck it. And so I was like, all right, I gotta get this book done.
You didn't have enough going on, so why not add more kids to the mix? That's always a good idea.
Right.
Exactly. So why not throw another log on the fire? Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
so we did that, and so I finally got on my horse and locked myself away many nights and finished it. And so finished it in June, July last year, and then it took quite a while just to get it edited and all that stuff. And it was a neat process. Everybody's always, just like when you have your first kid. Oh, when's your second kid? When are you guys gonna have another one? When's your next book coming out? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me, because I ain't gonna write it.
Right. Doug, this makes you want to write a book, doesn't it?
I have started 4 different fiction books and have finished none of them. So that shows you how good I am at that process.
See, that could be more intimidating when you have such free reign and it's all up here in your head and you can just make up whatever. But when you have a fiction or nonfiction history, you have some guidelines at least. So, that at least was the non-scary part. Like, at least I can have a quick and fast outline, and then I went from there. So yeah, it was interesting.
I gotta imagine. Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I can't even imagine the amount of research you had to do to go through to put all this together. But what was one of the weirder or most interesting things you found through your research, if you can share it?
Yeah, there was some good tie-ins with, like, so there's Pete's Place down in Krebs, McAllister, where Prairie Artisan Ales is brewed out of now. And Pete's was this place Pete's Place as this diner, and the founder was back in the early 1900s. He was a young boy, immigrated over with his parents, broke his leg in the mines because that's it was huge lands of mining down here in Oklahoma, and that's where some of the major work was done. And broke his leg, needed to support his family. A lot of people were just kind of doing the same thing he did, which was like cooked food for people and had his own kitchen. And then kind of spawned out, and then he made homebrew, which was called chalk beer. And there's a whole big thing about chalk beer. A lot of people have written about it in other books too, and that has its own unique history. You could have a book on that alone. But the funny thing is, so he broke his leg and spurred up this whole thing of making beer. Well, fast forward to like 1985, or no, sorry, 1992. Two of the guys that were the great grandson of the original founder of Pete got together with a guy that was working at the restaurant and said, "Hey, we should brew up that beer again." Something, but there was no brew pub laws. Like they couldn't technically do it yet. But they were trying to figure out a way to drum up some more business. And hey, this would be kind of neat, because the brew pub laws were about to change in 1993 here in Oklahoma. And so, funny enough, the guy that he was going to have brew it for him broke his leg while skiing out in Colorado. So he's like, "Hey, while you're on the mend, why don't you research some beer?" And he has been their brewer ever since, to this day. And it's just so funny that two broken legs.
Right. Right. Nice
Like,
Oklahoma
"Hey, we need to
history
make
there.
beer." So
Right. So where can everybody get the book?
yeah, the best place is my website, thebeersok.com. I purchased so many copies to get the best deal for myself. And, it's, of course, probably going to be on Amazon and the Arcadia Publishing website. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, and that's Beer is Okay. And then you can find it, or there's Beer is Okay product page, Okay Beer Book. I'll have that right here, and I'll have that right here, and I'll post it out on my but you prefer us buy it off of your website. Yep. And then also here, as I could show it real quick, you can buy a book and a t-shirt too.
Yeah, I was kind of doing a small run of some t-shirts. So those are still available.
Okay. And the t-shirts are those, right here.
Yeah.
I make beer history.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. As Doug showed, he loves your designs. I mean, I do too, but Doug loves them better because Doug went out and bought that. The second that this is your first time on the Friday stream, isn't it, Brian?
I think so.
Right. So you were on my Meet My Friends when I started doing Meet My Friends during the early pandemic.
Yeah.
And so then I'm pretty sure that's how Doug met you, right, Doug? Doug, how did you meet Brian? I don't know how, because he wasn't on this stream. Anywho,
I don't recall. Could have been.
Head over to his website if you want the book. The book drops the 10th.
Yeah, officially. So if you go anywhere, they say it. January 10th is the official publication date. And I got my amount that I ordered a little bit early, so I could start shipping out pre-orders and take them to book signings.
Gotcha, but I definitely saw it on Amazon too. But you won't be able to do the book combo, and Brian prefers that you buy it off his website. So head over there if y'all interested.
That is how I Brian got on my radar.
Cool.
Awesome.
Excellent. Doug, do you have a question?
It was on the Meet My Friends.
Great. All right. Doug, are you you got a question, or you want me to head off here?
I think he said he's lagging.
Doug's lagging again. Doug, it's your internet, man.
No local.
Internet. we had problems with Doug's internet last week. We've never had problem with Doug's internet until last week. So I know Doug wants to ask you about. So you said a little bit of your history, which was you started as a beer blogger, but when did Beers Okay come into through existence? How'd that work out?
That was about 2012 summer then, and
there we go. There's the link right there for your book.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've been doing that off, for the most part since 2012. Came up with the idea for a bottle opener. Came up with this thing.
So that's where it all started, a bottle opener.
Yeah. Just
look at that.
Steel cut here in Oklahoma, or here in Tulsa. And so I just was like, I figured nobody else had done anything like that. And I just got this weird idea. And so poked around. And it took me almost a year to find somebody actually to fabricate it. And then just kind of went from there with the shop. Just did, graphic designer. So I just wanted to make some beer merch that other people liked. I kind of wanted to do more of a beer enthusiast line that I just didn't see a lot of back then. This is like 2012. There was really not a lot of beer culture in Oklahoma, so I wanted to try find more like-minded people and get together. And we only had a handful of breweries at the time, so it definitely, even 9 years ago, beer has evolved exponentially. So
yes. Even since I've known you.
Yeah. It's not as it was a lot simpler then. I kind of miss the simplicity a little bit, but I understand how things evolve. But so that's pretty much what got me into, sticking with blogging and writing and making content and trying to get my stuff out there. And the whole game.
Yes.
That
and
shit.
You play it well, my friend. You play it really well.
I think I'm on the edge some days, just trying to juggle being a parent and doing that, which so
right, absolutely. And I'm what I mean by you doing it, man. Every time I go to your website, I just see something new, and that's really a good testament to you as keeping it fresh. Because again, you don't want to go to somebody's website or to a merchandise website and not really have anything new that intrigues you. And there's always something new going on. There's always a new design. I think I just saw Bigfoot there. I never saw him before. You're right. And that's awesome. So then, the book kind of falls in line with that because obviously, again, this is something new, something different. So I wish you all the luck with that. I know that it was a labor of love at some point. I mean, I know you love doing it, but at some point, right, it was a struggle. So good times, man, with all that. And we wish you the best of luck. Obviously, Doug wish you the best of luck. Doug, show your shirt again.
Thank you, man.
I know you're proud of it. And that's one of your older designs at this point.
Yeah.
So
I still have it in sticker format.
I gotta stop talking. Yeah, and I gotta stop talking and jump on there. The problem is that the problem for me is that beer shirts, Doug, have become like pint glasses. I have too many of them, and I just really need to go and flush some of these old ones, especially the older ones, or they stink, or I've had them. I just need to like rotate. Those. And then I don't know. I don't know if it's just guys, but sometimes it feels that way. Like guys will keep T-shirts, holes in them, stinky. But if the shit is fucking comfortable, why should I give it up? So that's how I see it. Now the ladies see it differently, I believe, because I think they actually have to see that shit. Where we put on a shirt, we really don't have to see ourselves in that shirt unless we're in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's kind of like our mustaches sometimes and our beards. They have to see that shit and they're just like, nah. So like, or sometimes it's clean shaven like Brian. Some ladies don't want to see that clean shaven shit at all.
I just got rid of this morning. Oh, it was awful.
Right. Doug, right. Show's over. Doug. Thanks for showing up and showing out.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, folks. And yeah. So
No worries. Doug, I was talking to Brian about his brand. I don't know if you have any questions for him or you had anything teed up about that.
I do
Beer's
not.
okay.
I do not. I really, really, really like your design style for your like.
Thanks.
That's why when you were on, when Greg was asking before, and I don't know if he could hear me. I saw you on. I believe you were on Meet My Friends, and I was watching it, and I saw your design. I bought 2 shirts right away because I was like, that shit's the bomb. I'm buying those, and I just think your style is pretty freaking cool. It's simplistic, like not simplistic like dumb. Like it's simple and really great. So I encourage people to go buy stuff.
Appreciate
and
it.
that comes from a beer can art guy. You saw he bought a beer that was 18 years old. Right. He bought an 18-year-old beer because he loves the design on it. So
I probably would have done the same. I'm a sucker for Zelda stuff too. So
and you said at the top, you see that too down there where you see old beers, and I just resolved myself just to buy beer from breweries now. Just straight direct.
it's smart. It's smart. You know, you have to have a good bottle shop that you trust, and there's not enough around here either. But you really have to just seek them out, and then you also have to have the courage to be like, "Hey, this is." I mean, if you know something, you're gonna know better than the turnover they have at that store, I'm sure, because you're dedicated to spending your hard-earned dollar for this beer that you don't want to drink that's expired. You have to have the courage to tell them. And if they don't want to change, then you can vote with your money somewhere else. I mean,
I've told them, and I get, sometimes I get looks because I feel that sometimes they think that I'm just like either casing the joint or I'm like, because I walk in, I look around, literally, Doug, for like 15 minutes, and then I walk the fuck out. So, and of course I'm black, so that doesn't help. But at the same time, I'm walking out and I'm looking at them, and they're like, "Well, why don't you have anything?" And I'm like, and there's plenty of times where I'm like, "Look, I wanted to buy something, but I just see expired beers." And then sometimes they either roll their eyes. There's most of the time they don't take that criticism well. So I've almost gotten to the point to where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just leaving, and you probably won't ever see me again unless I want tequila or some stale stouts. I don't even really want to deal with. I mean, I can, and Doug, like stouts are almost those ones where you can just buy, and too, Brian, you can just buy a stout, and even if it's 2 years old, you can probably get.
It's probably fine.
it's probably
Right.
okay. Yeah.
But like I still feel something if it's not fresh. And again, I don't even shop at Doug. I've stopped shopping at like even Total Wine because I'd rather give my money to a smaller you know what I mean? A local small guy who has, like a mom and pop beer shop. I'd rather get, so I haven't stopped going to Total Wine, but I don't buy beer from there. And I haven't since the pandemic because I have to go in and grab my beer and see my beer. I just can't do curbside because again, we're going to get into them just throwing whatever beer they have into your trunk and then rolling. And again, that's not enough for me. So I just gotta look. Can you guys stop saying this is Zelda beer? It's Secret Mana, damn it. And Stale Stout was his nickname in college, though.
I thought it was Pizza. I thought it was Pizza Boy.
Pizza Boy.
So yeah, it gives we got Oklahoma here, we got New York, and we got Wisconsin, and we're feeling the same kind of thing going on. So again, bottle shops, y'all can do better. We understand the pandemic. We want to support you through that shit. Okay, we want to support. Well, they could be like, well, it's the pandemic, so like we're not selling as much, so we gotta kind of you gotta screw us over with old beer. Stop it. So anyway, I gotta get to. I gotta move on. If I don't, Doug, I'm gonna sit here and rant about it. But it's been under my growl, and then you just like triggered that whole thing again. So yeah, I need another beer too.
Do it.
So, Brian, how was my health stopped me from going to Beer Now?
Yeah.
But beer now was in November, and it was in Austin, Texas. And how was it? What was going on? I missed it. I missed y'all. I missed everything.
Missed you.
It sucked.
We missed you, but it was a nice, intimate setting down in Austin. It was so we stayed up in northern Austin. I didn't know there's really a north, south, east, west Austin, but I guess it's getting that big now, which doesn't surprise me because it's Texas. But it was a nice,
and it's a good spot. Austin's a really
good
cool spot.
It was about a 7.5 hour drive for me, so it was a no brainer to go. And
oh yeah.
So, didn't know too much of what to expect, but so we were out in the Texas Hill Country, where Vista Brewing was our host for the weekend, and they had this beautiful. I mean, you walk through this trail of freshly mulched, pine and oak, and they take you through this hill country area, and then there's this. You look like you're on a safari, like this huge canvas tent with tables, but it's like, tables and chairs from like the hotel kind of thing, but very uncomfortable. But the rest it was beautiful. You're like, it's serene, it's quiet, like you can't hear anything for miles because you're 45 minutes from 30 to 5 to 45 minutes from the city. But anyway, it's out there. And it's not too far. It's a stone's throw from Jester King. So there's this whole area called Dripping Springs, Texas, where it's a destination point and there's quite a few breweries. And then one of the big surprises the first day we were there, we had the conference opening, and then you're going to have lunch. And then, there's this, like, how we have every, like, I guess it's on the first night we have the like a little beer conference or a beer tasting at the end of one of the days.
Oh yeah.
Well, this was like in the middle of the day because like a bunch of the places from Dripping Springs, so like half of us are probably loaded at this point, and they still have like half a day to go. And so it was.
This is what I missed.
It was nice. Yeah. And for, being late November, mid-November in Texas, it was really nice. Like, it was really, really good weather. Not that I was too surprised, but it was fun. It was a good group of people. It wasn't, I kind of like the outdoor setting, that it wasn't like over 100 people, because I think with the amount of people we had, it made sense. Yes, family business. I actually talked to some of them. One of the owners was there serving. It was a good beer.
Yeah, leave it to Daniel to know breweries in Oklahoma, but he's in New York City. Like,
of course. Daniel's another one of my homies. I don't know if it's obvious to everybody, but Daniel's another one of our homies, Brian. Like, we had a group. We always have a group, and I don't know, like the Beer Bloggers Conference. It's not really cliquish, Doug. Like, it's everybody's kind of like homies with each other. Now, some people stick to each other more than others. But Brian and Daniel are definitely two of my homies for sure. Like, we stick together in all these, and sometimes it's about whether you pick the different different angles that you could go on. But it always seems like we were always together. I remember Daniel and I hanging out big time in Richmond and all that. We had a really good time. I just miss all you guys. And really, you said it a little bit. It's about the people. It's really, less about, for me, it's less about the surroundings. The surroundings help because they take you to some good breweries, and the people really want to treat you nice.
They did.
Otherwise, they might show up on our blogs and we might be nasty. But like, none of us are, but it's that kind of environment for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, it was a good spot.
One of the guys from Supernatural's part owner too, right?
I'll see. He knows way more than I did. I didn't talk to him that much.
Right.
Was that Misha Collins?
Who?
Misha Collins. He's one of the guys from Supernatural. He's also does stuff with Charlie Capon and all that stuff. He's part of that.
Oh, is that? Is that a TV show?
Yeah, Supernatural is. I don't know if that's Misha Collins. That's part of the owner, but Because there were two
Right.
guys that were like the main
Right.
dudes. I never watched that show, but yeah.
Yeah. I was like, when you said Misha Collins, I was like, you're not talking about the actor, and you were.
That's what I thought. That's what I was only postulating. I don't know shit. So
Yeah, no. Rosenberg says he would not stick to us if we were covered in hot mesh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Doug is going. I'm gonna drag Doug to a beer bloggers conference, but he wasn't going to the one in Texas because he has things. He don't like Texas. So did they announce where it's at next year yet, Brian?
So that's the issue. They don't know, and they don't know it just because of the COVID numbers. And I say COVID numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Jensen Ackles. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that guy. Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of the iffy part because I think they were hoping for more people this year and didn't get quite as many. And so we'll see.
So they're a holding pattern because, well, yeah, we're at the highest numbers in a pandemic ever. So yeah. I think it's smart for them to chill.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
If it doesn't happen in summer, I get it. If it happens in the fall somewhere nice, in the South again, it could probably work.
Right, it could. Y'all need to. We need to be closer though. Let's try for like Memphis or something. Ooh. I don't know about Memphis, or let's try for Nashville. What's the other place in that? What's the other city?
Nashville, Tennessee. There's Memphis.
I told them St. Louis. I was like, St. Louis would be
St. Louis.
Yeah, that's just because you have a St. Louis thing on your wall behind you.
That's because I could stay there with my parents for free.
Right. I was gonna say that's where he's from. Right. I was about to say that. Right. That's hometown. That's a hometown push.
I'm in it for me, man.
But they've never been. I don't think we've ever been to. And when I say we, I mean alumni of this.
Yeah.
I've never been to St. Louis.
I know. I tell you what, they would do. I mean, if being in Milwaukee and seeing the history with Miller and everything was really cool, and I would think they would get the same. They would love to see the same with Anheuser-Busch. It's really nice and well done, despite what people want to say about their business practices and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. They've never shied away from big beer, and we've talked about big beer, right? And big beer has its there are benefits to big beer, and big beer has big beer has hindered or tried to hinder craft beer. But big beer, craft beer has also stolen a lot of things that big beer has done to keep their beer consistent. So it's kind of and then big beer is really, perfected a lot of the science of the modern brewing. Mm-hmm. I can go on and on about big beer, the benefits of it. People, you can slam in the comments. That's fine, but it's not all bad. Right. Really, nothing's ever all bad besides, like the insurrection of the Capitol, but. I'm not trying to go there. Actually, here's where I'm trying to go. So Doug and I, we've been gone for 2 weeks. We did a little show last week, but that didn't really count. We've been gone for 2 weeks, and we started off the year with zero production and pre-production. We literally did not talk to each other or Brian before the stream started. So I don't know if y'all guys got things y'all watching or not. So I'll start off.
Coming in.
I am, let's see here. Yes, I'm a big beer apologist. Yes. But anyway, I'm going to Zach, you're great, man. You're great.
He's a Lego maniac.
I can't say enough. I've talked about this show before, but I just want to continue to talk about it. I'm still binging Sanford and Son. And I watched Sanford and Son as a young kid. A little bit, not so much, but a little bit. And I really didn't get a lot of shit that's going on now. And when I see it now, Honest, they're there, and fucking Red Fox, it's just fucking a classic. It's really, really great. And Doug, now I'm on season 3. We talked about it. I was only on season 1. And I was really aghast at a lot of the racist and kind of like not, you know, he's like this, Doug. He's one of those. He goes like this. When he talks about gay people, I was really aghast at that. But at this point, I'm really not anymore because I've seen two seasons, and Lamont does all the pushback that needs to be done with his father. And it's just great, Doug. I'm sad. I'm at season 2 where I don't know if you know this, Doug. Red Fox rebelled against, I think, CBS, and he went on strike and he didn't show up. So they made like 4 or 5 episodes without him. And Grady was the main guy. Grady moved in to do the stuff while Fred was in St. Louis. Here we go. Visiting and everything. So that's where I'm at. And I'm just gonna miss this show when I'm done binging it because it just brings me back, but it's also funny as hell. And I love Doug. The thing I love about it, and Brian, you could probably relate to this too. Like, I feel that like sitcoms today, like especially like they're half an hour, I feel that sometimes they just miss a point because they try to like have these storylines and then they try to wrap everything up at the end, and sometimes it's just trying to fit too much in a fucking small can. Whereas Sanford and Son, they leave things go, and things are like they don't necessarily have to tie everything up, and sometimes you just let it open ended, and it's fine. And sometimes storytelling needs to be loose, and the storytelling is really, really loose, and it's fun, and it's just great banter, and I just get into it. So that's just a really, really a shining star. It's on Amazon Prime and Peacock if y'all are down. So my sons and I have been doing a late night cinema where I've been showing them old school movies, and because they don't have any idea about like Back to the Future and Raiders of the Lost Ark and all that, and they didn't have any idea about the Batmans, all the Batmans. So the other night we had the unfortunate showing of this fucking horrible shit. Now,
are you doing that just to punish them, or just to be like you have to watch all of them?
This is they're you know what I mean, they're big Marvel, DC, superhero things. So we're like, okay, we'll start Batman. So we started with the first 2, Tim Horton, right? I believe, Michael Keaton. We enjoyed those, and then we were just digging around with the TV, and it came on, and we got exposed to this one. And it's one of the worst movies ever. It's really, really fucking terrible. Bad. It's really terrible. And we kind of knew it was coming, but it was so terrible that like it was almost like it's fun. It's almost like watching like bad horror. That's kind of what it was. It was so campy, but we still have to we haven't seen Batman Forever, so we're gonna go back to see that one, which is still really bad. But we're gonna go through them, and then next weekend we're gonna do the whole the real trilogy, the Dark Knight series. Yes. And that's going to be good. And I think, they're really all good movies, and we're going to have fun with that. But I just remember how horrible and bad this was. George Clooney literally, I was reading some trivia on the Doug. George Clooney literally gave his friends money back after they went and saw it. Like, George Clooney knows that this is a bad movie. He says it's bad. Uma Thurman, for some reason, thinks that it was pretty good. I don't know what she saw, or she liked it because I guess it helped her career. It was something different for her. But it's just a terrible ass movie. So in between, lastly, and certainly not least, was this movie. Did I talk about this one?
No.
The Harder They Fall. It's about black cowboys. It tells a fictional story. The people are real, but the story is kind of not. It's pretty good. It's vastly better than this fucking abysmal shit. But
low bar.
It has a great cast. Regina King's in it. Everybody knows she's fabulous.
Yep.
A fabulous actress. She's fucking great. She's great in it. The story it's all right, but it's cool to see black people in a western. And if you like westerns, you'll like it. I'm not really the whole Western genre is kind of like in between for me. Yeah, if that makes sense. So they're I kind of feel like they're all the same. But yeah, so Harder They Fall, Netflix, check it out. It's worth your time. You're not gonna be blown away by it, but you're again, it's not this abysmal shit. So yeah. Doug, what do you got? Anything? Well, I see something here. Yep.
Yeah, I sent you something. This is something called Station 11, which is on HBO Max. It's a post-apocalyptic show, but it's not as dark. It's set like 20 years after the apocalypse. But the first episode is like how the apocalypse kind of happens. It hits a little close to home because it's a virus that wipes a whole bunch of people out. So that's a little bit too on the nose. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I'm not terribly far in it, but it's I have enjoyed it so far. So
cool. Let's see here. It's Tim Burton, Greg.
Yep. Tim Horton. Did you say Tim Horton?
Yeah, I don't know what I said.
You were thinking coffee instead of
okay. Right.
Get the donut holes, eh?
Arnold's gonna put Greg in the cooler. Yeah, that's so bad. The puns are just, and I'm a pun guy too. The puns were just fucking stupid. The whole thing just needs to be like, it just needs to be retired if that's even possible. Gloomy Batman was awesome. Yeah,
wasn't that the whole nipple debate? Like the whole nipples on the batsuit thing?
Yeah. And I even thought the costumes suck on that. I thought the costumes were bad. The plot was bad. I mean, it had an all-star cast. The actors in there.
It was made to be campy, and that's what
it was made to be campy for sure. And I like, my kids are going to be happy because we live on Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic, so they already know, like, you know, kind of what's coming as far as what people think about it, and we've gone. So we're really looking forward to the Dark Knight series. I'm looking forward to it, and then we're going to catch that Joker movie too. We're walking. Yeah. So, and then after that, Doug, we're going to start the Spider-Man saga. So we're going to go back into Spider-Man. Right. They already done all the Avengers and Marvel shit.
Say some of those
I haven't.
too.
So, yeah. Bat Nipples was Val Kilmer.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, could I make a weird point about that poster? Could you pull that poster up again, Greg, for that shitty Batman movie?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because Schwarzenegger there reminds me a lot of, in that costume, a lot of a character named Dynamo that was in The Running Man, which he was the lead actor in. And Dynamo was like this electric dude. That's what I know that's not the same because he's not that guy, but it just looked a lot like him. Oh man, Running Man. There is a campy movie for you folks if you ever want to check that out.
Running Man.
You ever seen it, Greg?
Yes. A long ass time ago, but I don't remember it.
What about Brian? Have you seen it?
Yes, I'm same. So I was like, couldn't even tell you anything about it.
Brian's at that
young too.
Yeah, true. And Brian's also at that age, Doug. I'm sorry, Brian's kids, and well, Brian too's at that age, but Brian's kids are at that age where you can't watch shit. In my personal opinion, when they are that young, it's Blue's Clues, it's Peppa Pig. There's no movies. There's none. Like, I didn't watch any movies for literally the first 10 years of my kids' lives. So now I'm catching the fuck up, Doug, and that is the damn truth. It's not even a joke. Like, even shit like the Usual Suspects, which I remember as a good movie, I don't even remember that shit. So if I saw it, I saw it. I need to go back and check it out. But there's all these movies I'm seeing now, and I have all these streaming services, and I'm like, damn, you saw that, but you didn't even see it. I was either like cuddling a kid or like, you just, at some point, if you have kids that are too young, you just need to I don't even know what to say to you. Yeah, Doug is also at that age, right?
Well, I'm well
Doug,
at that age. Yes,
Doug, you're spot on. So, but I will ask you though, Brian, are you watching anything that's where that anybody should know about?
Yeah, besides Bluey and Disney Plus and stuff like stuff like that. But Bluey is pretty awesome, actually.
I heard about Bluey. I'll never see it.
If you have kids, it's for the kids, but it's kind of for the parents too. Like it's
heard.
very well written.
I heard.
But anyway, yeah, like I think when we talked earlier, I've barely gotten to watch much TV with my side job, raising the kids, and all that. So
The book, the wife. You got a wife too, still, don't you?
Yeah,
I know. Hey, right.
Still,
great success.
Right.
Still.
Anyway, I'm sorry I cut you off.
That's
what are you
right.
watching?
There was quite a few things last year I was looking forward to. Like I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, so I actually got to go see the Afterlife in the theaters and did that. The same thing that dropped the same day was the Cowboy Bebop show on Netflix. I'm a huge Cowboy Bebop fan, and
okay.
It unfortunately got canceled already. But I was a little sad. With it.
You have a non-spoiler review about the latest Ghostbusters?
It's very fan service. So it was good. It was not quite what I was expecting. But I don't know. I would recommend. I mean, if you're a fan of the original series, if you're an '80s kid, it was definitely fun. Kids will like it because it features kids too. And I know a lot of people poo-pooed that, but I think it was fun. It was good. It was just like, the car chase scene was pretty epic. Yeah, it was worth a watch. And now it's digital streaming, so you can get out there and it's out of the theaters now. But I'd recommend it just for fun, don't have to think too much and just kind of fun. And
right.
But
so,
yeah.
Oh, you said poo poo, so we can get back if you have other ones you want to talk about, but I could not wait, or I could not pass this time because you said poo poo to show y'all this.
This customer got mad because I didn't want to cash his check. And he shitted and fucking put that shit on my fucking car. I'm finna beat his ass when I fucking see him. He don't know I got his social, his address, and all of that. I just got off of work. I ain't even want to take the shirt off my windshield. But Khalil Salisbury Shepherd, born January 15th, 1996, I'm finna beat your ass, like I said earlier. What make it so bad is I'm driving down the road. Everybody keeps staring at my fucking car. I need to get to a car wash ASAP. Everybody keeps staring at this. Look at this. This man pressure cleaning this shit and it's not coming off. It refused to come off. It's not coming off.
Was that in Florida?
That had to be in Florida.
As hot as it was, it baked into the windshield. That's wow.
Yeah, Zach, like he who has not lived in a glass house.
Yeah, she did call him out. I have been unfortunately watching too many reels and TikToks, probably.
Right.
That's for sure. No, but I've got Netflix. So I just started Witcher. That just came back, so I'm excited to watch that. And I love a lot of animation. There's a really cool show. It's kind of for kids, but it's called Hilda, and it's based off a comic book series, and it's really good. And I recommend that. And then I also got Hulu for Black Friday, and it was like 99 cents for a month. Oh, and so I was like, yeah, there's lots of stuff I probably need to watch on there. And so I'm catching up on Archer, of course.
There you go.
People like Archer. Lots of
That's
people
a classic, right? Yeah. I've never seen it, but I hear it's a classic.
Sure. Instant classic. Yes.
Right. And I love how Brian just like segued back to the TV shows after that poop there, Doug.
I think he was trying to do a mind cleanse for us all after that.
Right. Speaking of cleanse, Doug.
Beer. And not one that I have to worry about the date on. So I just saw this today, and it combines two things I love. Bananas Foster, and Scotch Ale.
Oh, what?
Greg, I knew you would make that face. That was partially the reason I bought it, by the way.
Really?
And I get to use it in your favorite glass.
Oh, that's nice. That's a tough sell for me, though.
You know,
I can kind of see how the flavors. Wow.
What were you saying about the flavors? We're still stuck in the poop thing, but we're still talking about. What were you saying? What were you saying about the flavors
working together? But it'd be a hard sell for me.
Doug, that sounds awful. I'm just gonna say it.
All right, it's not awful,
right?
Nor is it amazing. It's
okay.
So
it leaves it all out there.
It does blend pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
You get the bananas flavor, a little bit of the caramel, but the caramel actually works really well with the Scotch ale part. It's the bananas that are a little bit off for it.
Yeah.
Not off, but like it's not something I'd be like, man, I got to get me some more of that. It's more like, that's actually a lot better than I expected.
Yeah. I mean, it almost sounds like, are you getting too much of like a Hefeweizen, like a pure German Hefeweizen flavor on top of the Scotch and caramel? Like that seems like it'd be too many.
That's what I was about to say. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I was gonna
say. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe isn't see, I'm mixing my styles here. I'm not sure, but maybe isn't banana an off flavor that's acceptable in Scotch ale sometimes? So then maybe that's why they thought it would be a good mix. I don't know. They obviously sell enough of those because have we seen that one before in here?
No, we've never seen this one before, but they have a series, and this series was the one called the Neoterex Series, this is the one that had the wheat wine that I sent you one of them. And that was excellent. But yeah, this one's not bad. It's just, okay, that's interesting kind of beer. So
Right.
Brian,
I'm gonna look at the beer Bible real quick and see what off flavors are in.
Yes.
I do have a library.
We went from brown banana talk to banana beer talk, Doug.
Well, that's actually none of us have had the banana bread beer on here either.
Okay. I've had that.
I've had it.
Right.
Although that's not as bad as what was the rye bread beer? You had that one rye bread beer and you're like, oh my God, it tastes like rye bread, but that's not what I wanted to hear.
Terrible. Oh my God. I wonder if that place is still open. Urban Chestnut or Urban something in Philly. Man, I need to get back to Philly beer. That was so much a fun time. That was the last time I saw our friend Andy. She was working there. Anyway, yeah, Doug. So, thumbs up or thumbs down with that one?
I would say it's a thumbs up, but just slightly. It's not. Again, it's kind of middle of the road for me. Like the banana doesn't quite hit the notes, but the caramel part of it actually does really well with the Scotch ale, I think.
Yeah, and while we were discussing things and talking about poop, I opened up one of these, and everybody knows this one. So,
wow.
I like the tall cans that they come in now,
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's everybody knows that's a fun beer. I don't even have to describe it. We all know it. It's fun, fantastic, wonderful. So yeah, Brian. I don't know, man. I feel that we should let you off early because you're not feeling well.
I'm good. It's nice to talk to somebody other than my kids for once in a while. So.
Oh man,
Greg. That's the unwritten thing that people don't tell you when you have little kids is the total lack of talking to other adults.
Adults, right? And then, I don't know if Brian. Or go on. Sorry, Doug.
Even if you have a partner and you're talking to that partner, what is your whole conversation? The kids.
Your whole day.
And half the time you're talking in like gibberish because that's your freaking language the entire day.
Right.
And, yeah, it's like total lack of adult time. It's just like I I love my kids, but the toddler age just about killed me. Toddlers were like, that was my least favorite phase.
It was rough.
Right.
It's rough.
Right. Yep. Your whole day is talking in third person. Right? Absolutely. I can't say it enough. I don't know. Knock on wood here, but teenage years have been my favorite. Actually, I know it's generally not cool to say that, or not cool. A lot of parents struggle with the teenage years. I struggle less at this point. They're still there though. Yeah. So we're not out of the woods yet there, Doug. Right. But I enjoyed the teenage years much more than I enjoyed. And the thing about it too, like Brian's like, yeah, Bluey's really cool. And I was like, that's really cool, but I'll never see it. And the reason is because those things, little kid shows to me are like, you might as well just take an ice pick and put them in my ear and stab me in the fucking ear. I've heard and seen enough that I just can't do it now. And even we have a toddler hanging around us, for lack of a better term, and the shows are still on, and that high pitched, the fucking music, Doug, it's just all like, again, I probably rather watch this shit. I'd rather watch this shit. No, this shit was horrible.
I dare you to watch just two episodes of that. They're 7 minutes long.
Bluey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Plus,
but the other one that everybody says is decent, Paw Patrol, I can't do it.
No, don't. No, God, no, don't do that to yourself.
Right.
That's not decent.
There was that Clifford the Blue Dog movie. I was sitting in there for like 2 minutes. I couldn't do it. Or the Red Dog, I couldn't do it. Doug, I just can't. This is not gonna happen. Like, it's just really, really like right, and that's part of like it's almost like triggering. Like I'm back to teenage toddler years when I was running after them. They were throwing shit, and they were hiding bottles, and they were like pulling each other's hairs out, literally trying to put their hands in their diapers with poop. I mean, all that. I'm just so happy I'm past all that. I really am. Mm-hmm. I'll deal with the teenage problems, which are Doug. We don't even have to. We've talked on the side about extensively about this shit, and the egos and the they know better than all of us. I mean, and all that shit. I mean, I got it. I'm there. But yeah, Brian. Actually, another great segue. Not all kids. Some kids are. Best part about kids is I think there's an angle of them that they're smarter than adults, and they get it more than adults. And this kid gets.
Oh yeah, they're untouched from society.
Yep.
Why? It's an American flag.
No, it's a racist flag.
It's not a racist flag.
Yeah, it is. I'm not stupid.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
it's not a racist flag. Yeah, it is. It actually.
Why don't you actually YouTube what the flag actually represents?
Oh my God, but I don't know what it actually looks like.
Do your research before you actually come to me and sound like a fucking retard. And
I'm the fucking retard.
You're the one coming to me telling me to remove a flag.
Yes.
It's a freedom that fly that flag. It's a flag, and it's not racist. Do your research.
Maybe you should.
Okay.
This is the flag the kid wanted me to remove. I see no problem with it at all. Uneducated little bastard.
This is the country we live in.
That also might have been in Florida, along with the poop incident. And like, I think that's all in the same state.
It's all in the South. We'll just say that. It's here too. Don't worry.
One thing that jumps off of me is that like clearly the adult posted that, and he posted it thinking like
he was in the right.
And I'm going to get justified here when that kid showed him the fuck up. And that was really great. It's hard to hear the first part and to figure out what's going on, but you figure it out really quick. And then I just love how the kid had the balls to go up there and be like, know that's wrong. And ultimately, as I say, especially with yesterday, the anniversary of yesterday and all that shit, like I believe that our kids get it more than we do as an adults. And I'm gonna still stick to that. And I mean, all the polls and shit show that, our younger generation's less sexist, less racist, more educated on these things. For lack of a better term, more woke. And again, the kid's just showing it. And I just love that. I thought it was great. What do you say, Brian?
Oh no, I think you're right. I mean, it's something that's just seen everywhere. But yeah, the kids have more access these days than we ever had. So it's
right.
There's different ways that you could approach things too. People are doing stuff for shock value. I don't know. Kids are just assholes too. You just never know. I mean, they just start a fight to start a fight.
Right. Right. My rebel flag ain't racist, you retard. Right. And I also felt it was weird that the guy had to cuss at the kid. Like, again, not that kids shouldn't be, or I'm not really talking about that. I'm just like, he couldn't make his point without, being offensive. Like, he couldn't just, like, use, his brains as an adult to outsmart the kid.
But
like,
when people are attacked and put in a corner like that, 9 times out of 10, they get on the defensive. They don't stop and respond with an educated. They take such criticism to heart that most people can't react that way.
Right.
And I'm the same way too half the time. And it's like you really have to kind of almost just let that shit go. And, say thank you. Move along. Like, okay, you've made your point. There's the door, or there's the other side of the yard.
Get on your bike and ride away, baby.
Right. There's no way to defend the Confederate flag without being offensive. That's an interesting way to put it, Zach. I like that. I really do.
And he's right.
Really do. So,
and if you can publicly display that, you're doing that for a purpose. You're doing
you're trying
to invite that shit onto you.
Right. So then why don't you have a better argument than get the fuck out of here, kid? Like,
or do your research. Like I posted that is like anybody that says that, they say it about the flag, they say it about vaccines, they say it about do your research, as if you have access to all data that you need. And I'm like, yeah, you did zero research. You just like being a dickhead.
Right.
It's like one of the memes I saw. I loved seeing it. It's like, this is me doing. This is them doing. Those people doing research like this on the toilet.
Yeah.
Right. If that kid does his research, he'll learn that the flag is even worse. Correct. Right. But you're right, Doug. The person who's saying do your research is the one who hasn't. Is really that, that's the point too. So Brian, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna get off the stream early. Is there anything that you want to say that we missed, whether it be about your brand, about your book? We need to remind everybody the book comes out in 3 days, but you can get it. You just get a head start if you go to Brian's website tonight, right? And
get it now. I'll ship it out to you this weekend.
Look at that, right? You literally have them right, like within arm's reach.
Yeah. My dining room's full of them.
I am a beer history nerd, so you can expect an order from me soonish, if not tonight. That's no bullshit. I'll probably pick up a shirt too because I need one, Doug. We already talked about that. But is there anything that you want to talk about? Anything we missed? Let's put the go. The floor is yours, bro.
I just really appreciate you guys having me on and talking shop. Hopefully I'll see you guys around on the beer alumni site, or the Beer Now alumni. I saw they're doing a happy hour tomorrow at 4. I think that's Eastern, or 5 o'clock Eastern time.
That sounds great.
Yeah, they're doing that. They've been doing that every now and then. But no, I just really appreciate coming on. Hanging out and talking. Sorry I didn't have a beer. I'll do better on that next time and tomorrow and get this gut back in order.
Yeah.
Get my microbiota.
I think we'd rather you have water tonight and not have a incident.
Right. Get yourself some food in you. So it's Beers Okay product page, Okay Beer Book. Go to beersok.com for Brian's wonderful merch.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
I'm serious, man.
Keep things new and fresh this year. So
I'm not just. And here we go. I know Zach's gonna have a smart ass comment for this, but I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. You have some of the best beer merch, period.
Thanks.
And it's really, especially for anybody that's been on this stream. We had some good beer merch. We got ABC's beer merch. We got all kinds. But Brian, man, you really do a really good job there, and I just want to make sure everybody knows it. And I wish you luck with the book. Like I said, I'll be reading it, and we will be talking to you soon. Hopefully, the next time we talk to you is in person. We're gonna invite you back to. You're gonna tell us how you are soon going to be a New York Times bestseller, and
about your third kid coming up, and your
right. I didn't know you were into this, Brian, but we can't wait to see your penis tattoo you designed for Doug.
Ooh,
so
that better be a pretty small tattoo.
Hey,
I don't even know what to say besides Daniel Fisher says.
Miss
Thanks again for coming on, Brian. Miss you. Best to the fam.
Thanks.
We echo Daniel Fisher's comments again.
Yes.
We'll see Daniel here in about a month, so that'll be fun. And Brian, thank you for coming on. Take care of yourself and good luck with the book again.
Yeah, thanks for being on, Brian.
Cheers. So, Doug, do we have any? I think we do. So I'm just gonna put the promo up, and then we're gonna. I think we want to mention our friend Mallory, right?
Yeah. So this is where pre-production could have helped us.
It would have, but it's fine though.
That was my fault with my technical issues. So Mallory Amira, who has been on the show promoting her book Girly Drinks, was recently the featured article interview on Imbibe magazine, which is a really, really big time publication for cocktails and alcohol specifically. So congrats to her. Like, she's really knocking it out of the park with that book. Like I said, if you haven't bought that book, you really should. It's a really good read. It's informative, funny. You'll learn shit. You'll connect dots you didn't think were connected. It's really, really a great read. So do go out and get that.
And it's a great buy for the woman in your life who loves beer and libations. It's not just about beer, but it's really inspiring as far as that goes, with the woman angle on it. And she's just a fun guest, and we are working our butts off to get her back.
Yep.
So yep. What you gonna say, Doug?
No, I was just gonna say we're working on that, and you know that her and her boyfriend Jeremy want to come on, and we're gonna have them on. We just have to work out times. So yep, we're working.
Jeremy's a big time writer. He wrote some of the Marvel stuff. Right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so I can't wait to do that. And we're here for this now. Doug, I don't know if you want to review your first one, but we
well, all right. There's a few people weren't here. I bought this one today, Mana from Torch and Crown. Unfortunately, the can date was you can't really see it because of the glare. Was October 6, 2020. So a little long in the tooth. Took one sip, malt bomb, put it down. That one did not get fit. And that, I don't blame the brewer at all. That is a combination of the bottle shop I went to not rotating their inventory. No, I did not get that, Zach. But
I might have.
Yeah, I did not.
That's familiar.
So that is just a combination of the shop not rotating inventory and me not paying attention to dates as per the usual. Second one I had, the other one I had was Bananas Foster Scotch Ale, which was good, not great. The caramel flavors were good with the Scotch Ale. The bananas was just a little bit off. it was definitely drinkable. So that was okay. And then the best thing I had was a Caribbean amphibian, Caribbean double milk stout. That was really
fun,
smooth, really, and it was thick, but not like thick that you couldn't drink. It just had that nice velvety smoothness to it. That was really good. This is really good.
Yeah,
this was from Barrel and Flow, and it was collaboration between East End Brewing and Black Frog Brewery. So just for the shout out to those folks.
Yes. I had the old dark helmet from Titletown Brewing out of Green Bay. Green Bay might be prominent here in the NFL in a couple months or in a couple weeks. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe.
We also had Delirium Red. Their fucking quarterback is a fucking idiot, but we're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Delirium quarterback? No, sorry.
Yeah. Right. So, I given where I live, I'm kind of a Green Bay fan, but I've jumped off that boat for a while until he leaves. He's an idiot. Anyway, Belgium ale with cherry and elderberry. We all know about this one. Really, really good and fun. I'm still having it. And Doug, next week we have award-winning freelance copywriter J.C. Williams. He is a guest that I've never met, and I've rarely talked to. But he's kind of one of your guests when I say that. Plucked him off Twitter because he's an interesting guy. He writes for October. He writes for Beer or Wine Enthusiasts.
Oh,
and he's a foodie, he's a winey, he's a beer guy.
That's gonna be great.
And yep, it should be fun. We should learn a lot, and hopefully some of his expertise and smartness, again, as we bring these people on, rub off on us. And we're gonna get out of here before Zach gives us a rub off pun. But
it's coming.
Is Dark Helmet a Spaceball reference?
Yeah, I believe so.
No, but it's Titletown, and one of Titletown's things is that all their beers are football related. Titletown, and they are. Titletown is first of all, Titletown is. Let's tell a little story here before we get out of here. Titletown is a copyright. Green Bay Packers have this copyrighted, I believe. Titletown. So Titletown has to. Titletown. What's the word I want to use? They defer to Green Bay Packers in a lot of ways in order to keep their copyright and to keep all that. So most of their beers are beer related. So that is probably a throwback beer to when the helmets were like leather. And so that's probably where it's at. But
to be fair, Rick Moranis' character as Baseballs was named Dark Helmet. So
right. But I doubt that's where we're at. But just because again it's Titletown and that's what they do. So Doug, next week, again, award-winning freelance copywriter. So I know you can maybe relate to him on that angle. So it's gonna be fun, and everybody take care. Keep hiding from COVID, please, because we care about y'all. And we'll talk to y'all next week.
Yep.